Good morning once again, everybody. So, we're going to try to finally come up with an idea to put immigration to rest. I'm honestly tired of hearing the whining and complaining about it and, the ICE raids and everything else. So, this is how we're going to do it. Now, we got to start from the premise that the reason why people are so pro immigration is because they think it doesn't cost them anything. Okay? So, how's this for an idea? We eliminate the traditional mechanism for immigration, all right, in order to get legal status. What we do is we replace that with a sponsorship program, all right. Now, what will the sponsorship program entail? Okay, so an American can sponsor a foreign migrant, okay. Now, as part of the deal, as part of the agreement, that American also has to feed, clothe, shelter, all right, that migrant, and is also responsible for their health insurance. Okay, so essentially, you have to, and this is actually because of a quote from Peterson, I think. I'm not exactly sure, but Jordan Peterson, as far as I know, said the line that to a woman without kids, any cause is a child. Okay. So you essentially, in order to sponsor a foreign migrant, you are required to bear the same responsibility as you would have if you had kids. You can't get public assistance. You have to work your ass off and you have to pay for their health care, their food. Of course, you got to pay the rent, you got to pay shelter costs, and everything else that comes with it. Dental, the whole deal, the whole package. Okay. You are also, just like with children, you are also legally responsible for any of the shit they do. So if they get behind a semi truck and crush 1 to 3 American families in one go, you're on the hook for that. Okay. If, and women, you're going to hate me for this especially, but if you cannot afford to maintain the rent and they have become accustomed to living in that domicile, you will be required to pay immigration support to that migrant. Okay? All right. Also, if you are interested in bringing in a migrant family, an entire family, um, you also would still be on the hook for all of that. So, if you can't afford your apartment anymore, but they like that apartment, individual or they, individual or family, likes that apartment, you have to pay immigration support. And if they have kids, you have to pay child support. Immigration child support. Okay. Now, again, they won't be able to apply for any programs. They will not be able to get any assistance from the state or federal government. This would be solely on you. Okay. Now, part of the thing is first order consequences. So, the reason why they feel as though it doesn't cost them anything is because they don't have to see the numbers. They don't have to deal with the cost of it. Okay. They don't have to deal with the cost of it. Oh, also, as a side note, if they do anything criminal, okay, not only do they get deported, but you get deported to their country of origin as well. Okay. The reason why they act as if it costs them nothing is because firsthand it doesn't. It costs them nothing. Migrants are perfect for corporate bottom lines because, of course, companies would much rather hire illegal aliens in order to do a job instead because migrants are cheap. All right. American labor costs a fortune. Why does it cost a fortune? Because American labor has to pay for all the shit. All right. So they don't see the first order consequences. They might not even see the second. But the third order consequences of now you have job competition. All right. Now they're getting college degrees and they're competing directly with you for your jobs, and they're still willing to accept less. Okay. That starts causing damage. Okay. Then on top of it, they want to live in the same area as you do. So what's going to end up happening is they are going to end up matching or outbidding you whenever it comes to any possible rental in your area. Okay. And the continued consequences extend out from there, of course, if they become legalized. And in some areas, you don't have to be a legal citizen in order to get benefits. Okay. In some areas, you don't have to. And of course, there are business loopholes that they can also take advantage of in order to get benefits without doing a single goddamn thing. Okay. Changing it to a sponsorship system will ensure that the true cost of immigration is borne by the people who seem really keen on just opening the borders freely to anyone who wants to walk into this country. Okay. There are costs. We all have to bear them. And this is probably the only solution. Because the reality is the same people who are out there constantly whining and complaining that we need more immigration or we shouldn't be chasing people out the country. Okay, these are the same people who are either chronically on welfare, okay, or or um, they complain about high rent costs. They complain about the lack of jobs. They are furious that, as time goes on, as more foreign competition comes in and more outsourcing happens, that they're losing all of the higher pay that was formerly promised with their college degrees. These people, and it's again, it's part of that women lefty groupthink. A large part of the problem comes down to the fact that women are geared towards agreeableness, okay? Which means they don't have any real hard beliefs. The vast majority, overwhelming majority, don't have any hard beliefs, okay? Their beliefs bend in order to fit into the area that they're in, okay? So if you put a female in an overwhelmingly conservative neighborhood, they become conservative. If you put them in an overwhelmingly liberal area, they become liberal. All right. Women, oh, they camouflage themselves. That's really what it comes down to. They camouflage themselves. They don't marry ideas. All right. They marry what ideas can get them to that serve their most beneficial state. Okay. A conservative in a liberal area gets nothing. A liberal in a liberal area actually benefits from spouting lefty talking points, lefty shit. Okay. But this is just one example of finally coming up with an idea that is absolutely feasible. Okay. That would silence the fucking debate once and for all. If you want to bring migrants in, you do it on your own dime. And if you can't, if you find yourself put in the position where bringing migrants in has essentially forced you into bankruptcy, tough shit. You're going to have to go through what the men have to go through. You're going to have to pay immigration support. You're going to have to pay for these people to continue the process of becoming legal. All right. There you go. This has been Michael from Spades Consulting. If you are interested in personal or business consulting, any kind of advice, www.spadesconsulting.com without the dash if you are interested in written material, and I swear I will get to it again at some point. Check the description box below for a link to the Substack. And if you like and appreciate the video, like, favorite, sub, share, do all the things, ring the bell, ding the bell, tickle the bell, do all things to the bell to your heart's content. Leave a comment, hype it if it comes up, and I will see you next time.